There is something very interesting that happens in gardening and farming that most people never notice, even after years of experience. They look at their plants every day, they water them regularly, they give them sunlight, they even add fertilizers, thinking that more input will automatically mean more growth, but then they get confused when the plant stays the same for weeks. No major change, no fast growth, no strong improvement. Slowly, they start believing that maybe the plant type is slow, maybe the season is not right, maybe the soil is not good enough. But in reality, the problem is something completely different and far more simple than what most people imagine. It is not about how much you are giving to the plant, it is about how freely the plant can use what it already has, because in nature, growth is not only about resources, it is about movement, it is about flow, it is about how easily life inside the plant can expand without resistance, and this is where most plant growth silently stops. Without people noticing it, the plant does not die. The leaves do not fall immediately. The stem still looks green and alive. But underneath the soil, something starts to slow down. The roots stop expanding properly. The soil becomes tighter over time. Water starts moving unevenly. Pockets inside the soil reduce and the plant enters a state where it is alive but not growing. It is like a human who is eating food but not digesting it properly. Energy is coming in but not being used fully, and this is the real reason why many plants look healthy but still refuse to grow. Now here is the important part that most people miss completely. There is one simple change that can completely reset this situation, and it does not involve expensive fertilizers, does not involve chemicals, it does not require new seeds or new soil. It is something extremely basic that works because it restores the natural environment of the roots. That change is improving soil looseness and oxygen flow around the root zone regularly. Now this sounds very simple and many people underestimate it, but if you understand how plant roots actually function, you will realize why this works so powerfully. Roots are not just anchors holding the plant in place, they are living systems that need constant oxygen movement, water balance, and space expansion. When soil becomes compact even slightly over time, the roots start facing resistance. They cannot spread easily, they cannot absorb nutrients efficiently, they cannot breathe properly out. Once that happens, the entire plant slows down, even if everything else looks fine on the surface. Now imagine a plant in loose, healthy soil. Water goes deep, easily, the air circulates properly, the roots expand freely in all directions, microorganisms in the soil stay active, nutrients are accessible without stress. In that environment, the plant does not just survive, it grows aggressively. Now, the mistake most people make is thinking soil stays the same after planting, but soil is a living, changing structure. Every watering slowly compresses its every step, or vibration slightly tightens its over time. Even good soil becomes compact if not maintained, and this is where the hidden growth problem starts. The plant appears fine above the surface, but below the surface it is struggling. Now, the simple change that transforms everything is this: you regularly restore the looseness and oxygen flow of the soil around the plant base.
The pH is good. How's the drainage?
Aggressively, not
it's heavy,
damaging,
but workable.
Roots just
good.
gently
Keep
breaking the compact top layer and allowing air and water to move freely again. When this happens, something very fast begins inside the plant. Roots react immediately because they always respond to environment first. They start exploring again. They start expanding into newly available spaces. They begin absorbing nutrients more efficiently and debt. Once roots become active again, the whole plant follows. Leaves become brighter, stems become thicker, new shoots start appearing faster, even the color of the plant becomes more vibrant because growth above ground is always controlled by what is happening below ground. Now, many people expect plant growth to be controlled by fertilizers, but fertilizers only provide nutrients. They do not guarantee that the plant can actually use those nutrients. If the root system is restricted, then even the best nutrients stay unused in the soil. This is why sometimes people add fertilizer and still see no improvement. It is not because fertilizer is useless, it is because the plant cannot access it properly due to poor soil conditions. Now think about this carefully. If you fix the soil environment first, you do not need to increase inputs, you only need to unlock what is already there. That is why this one changed feels like a sudden boost in growth, because, in reality, nothing magical is being added, something is being unblocked, and plants respond extremely fast to this kind of correction. Now, another important thing to understand is oxygen in soil. Most people think plants only need carbon dioxide from the air for leaves, but roots need oxygen from the soil. If soil becomes too compact, water fills all spaces and oxygen reduces. Without
These
oxygen,
are coming
roots
along nicely.
cannot function properly. They slow down, they weaken, they stop expanding. This directly slows plant growth. Even if everything else looks perfect now, when soil is loosened even slightly, oxygen starts entering again. The root system behaves like it is waking up after being inactive. This is why sometimes after loosening soil, a plant shows improvement within just a few days. It is not coincidence, it's biology reacting to restored conditions. Now, let us go deeper into what actually happens in those 7 days after this change is made in. The first day or two, the plant may not show visible difference, but underground, the roots begin adjusting immediately. By day 3, small new root hairs start forming. These are extremely important because they increase nutrient absorption area. By day 4 or 5, the plant starts pulling more water and minerals from the soil. By day 6, leaves begin showing visible improvement in color and firmness.
The new out system uses a landscape fabric barrier to separate high-quality potting mix from lightweight fillers, which save soil and weight while improving drainage.
People often say the plant suddenly started growing faster, but in reality, it was preparing underground first before showing results above ground. Now there is another hidden factor that makes this even more powerful. Soil. Life-healthy soil is full of microorganisms that help break down nutrients and make them available to plants. But when soil becomes compact, these organisms become less active due to lack of air circulation. By loosening the soil, you also revive microbial activity, and that means nutrients in the soil become more usable again. So the plant is not only getting better physical space, it is also getting better biological support. Now, if you combine this understanding with regular watering and proper sunlight, the results become even stronger, because now all 3 systems are aligned. Water moves properly, air flows properly, nutrients are available and usable, and this is the environment where plants naturally thrive. Now, there is a very important mindset shift here. Most people think plant growth is about adding more fertilizer, more water, more care, but real growth often comes from removing what is blocking the system. Compacted soil is a blockage, poor air circulation is a blockage, water stagnation is a blockage. Once you remove these blocks, the plant does what it is naturally designed to do, grown. Now, if you observe nature, you will notice something interesting. In forests, soil is always naturally loose because of continuous organic matter decomposition and animal activity. That is why wild plants rarely face stagnation unless there is drought or extreme condition. But in pots and farms, soil gradually loses that natural balance. So the responsibility of a grower is to recreate that natural looseness manually. Now, there is also a mistake people make while trying to fix soil. They either ignore it completely or they overdo it. Both are harmful. If you ignore it, soil becomes compact and growth slows. If you disturb roots aggressively, plant gets stressed. The correct method is gentle periodic loosening of only the upper and surrounding layer without damaging the root core. This maintains balance without shocking the plants. Now, once you start doing this consistently, something interesting happens over time. You stop needing frequent interventions because the soil stays healthier longer, the roots stay active longer, the plant becomes more stable in growth. It reaches a state where growth becomes consistent instead of fluctuating. Now, at this point, many people realize something very powerful. The biggest improvements in plant growth were never about adding something extraordinary, they were about fixing something very basic that was being ignored. And this is why experienced growers often focus more on soil structure than fertilizers, because soil is the foundation of everything. If the foundation is weak, no amount of input can create strong results, but if the foundation is healthy, even minimal input produces strong growth. Now, if you apply this understanding to your own plants, whether they are vegetables, flowers, or indoor plants, you will start noticing changes very quickly, not because the plant changed, but because the environment around it was corrected. And that is the real secret behind fast plant growth. It is not complexity, is clarity in conditions. When conditions are right, plants do not need encouragement. They grow on their own at full potential, and this one simple change of maintaining proper soil looseness and oxygen flow is often enough to unlock that potential within just a few days.